Welcome to Beatsource Tech. My name is Mojaxx and today we're returning to the topic of the Hercules DJ Control Inpulse T7. I reviewed that around 6 weeks ago here on the channel. It's about to hit store shelves. In this video I have a quick update to one element of that review, and also we are looking at some hardware upgrades for the T7 which have the potential to elevate it to a whole different level. I'll give you a quick refresher on the DJ Control Inpulse T7. It's a controller for Serato DJ Lite, DJuced and Serato DJ Pro. It's set to have a street price of $700 in the US, and it features spinning platters, a first at this price point. I loved those platters, finding that even though they are belt, not direct drive, they still have plenty of torque and handle extremely well. If you didn't see that original review, we'll link it above and below, but my overall conclusion was that I think the T7 is a fantastic bit of kit, and that opinion has not changed in the intervening weeks. There was one element which wasn't quite on point for me though, and that was the faders. There's no getting away from what they are. Basic, simple faders all soldered to one PCB, and so longevity and ease of replacement will always be a concern. But in my testing I found that the cut-in, whilst sharp, was a bit too long, around 3 to 4 millimeters. That would restrict those who are able to perform advanced multi-finger cuts like crabs, and whilst I can't really do those anyway, I did worry that some potential users might be disappointed. I have an update for you on that front, however. I spoke with Hercules after the review and they suspected that, thanks to the pre-release nature of my unit, the fader calibration was perhaps a little off. So they took me through the process of recalibrating the faders, and I'm happy to report that yes, the cut-in distance on my unit is now much better. It's still not razor sharp, probably around 2 millimeters, but it will definitely make those multi-finger cuts a lot more feasible for those with the skills to pull them off. What it doesn't do, of course, is remove the other concerns, how long the stock faders will last and how expensive they will be to replace, as they are all soldered to that one board. But in my review I mentioned that the guys at Audio Innovate were working on a drop-in solution, a replacement board to upgrade all three faders, and now I have that in my unit. As you can see, installation is not tricky at all. You unscrew the top plate, that requires a Torx driver, remove the plastic shroud, unscrew the stock board and disconnect the ribbon cable, and the Innofader T7 kit drops straight in place. The only thing to note is that the upgrade board screws into different holes than the original does, but the installation instructions will show that. Then you put it back together and you're done. The kit should arrive pre-calibrated, but can also be adjusted in the same way as the regular solder-in version of the mini Innofader, the Plus S. The cut-in adjustment can be done in increments of 0.15 millimeters, so you can tweak it to your exact taste. It's worth noting that the upgrade does not bypass the existing adjustment controls, the crossfader curve switch on the hardware, or the controls in the software, so in terms of functionality, you lose nothing compared to the stock setup. What you gain though is pretty momentous. Regular viewers will already know that I'm simply a big fan of Innofaders of all varieties. They have an incredibly long lifespan thanks to the use of contactless technology. I've never killed one in over a decade of use. The cut-in shape is very sharp and is consistent across their whole range, and thanks to that incredible level of adjustability, you really can make it feel exactly how you want. Naturally, the Mini, as found in this kit, doesn't have quite the level of adjustment as a full body Innofader, but it still feels great, and with the small amount of space available in the T7, there's no room for anything bigger. In terms of performance, I don't really have a lot to say. They are Innofader Minis. They work fantastically, as they always do. The fader area on the T7 is pretty small, and so things might feel a little cramped to some users, but there's nothing Audio Innovate could do to get around that. My kit came straight from the factory without any accessories, so I'm mostly using the stock fader caps in this video, and they do fit, but the retail version will come with a full set of caps, plus lube and tools, etc., as Innofaders always do. Price-wise, the upgrade kit is going to cost $149 in the US, which I think is very reasonable considering the cheapest single Innofader Mini retails for $60, and you're getting 3 here, all custom engineered to fit the T7. If you then step back and consider the whole thing as a package, $700 for the T7 and $150 for the Innofader kit, I still think that makes the T7 a very good value setup indeed at $850 in total. Putting aside the Traktor Control S4 Mark III as that uses different tech, if spinning platters are your jam, then there are really only three choices currently on the market: the T7, the Rain 1 at $1,600, and the DDJ Rev 7 from Pioneer DJ at $2,000. And look, let's be clear, whilst the T7 doesn't have the same kind of construction quality and direct drive motors as those other devices do, the price difference even after installing the Innofader upgrade is simply huge, and so the T7 will be accessible to a whole lot more DJs than the 1 or the Rev 7, plus it's more portable too. One final thing to note, if you're an early adopter of the T7 and the Innofader kit, then you get a bonus. The first 100 upgrade kits will come complete with a special clear faceplate designed in conjunction with 12-inch skins. This has its markings printed on the underside so they won't rub off in use, and is a perfect way to show the world that you've done the Innofader upgrade if that's something that interests you. You can still use the existing plastic shroud underneath it if you're a little less showy. Whilst they were at it, 12-inch skins also sent me through their control discs for the T7, which are made in a similar way to their discs for Rain, Denon DJ and other products from sturdy acrylic. They have a wide range of colours, grip finishes, and can be fully customised if you want to show off your branding. They also come with small backspin washers made of vinyl, which can reduce the friction on the T7 platters to a higher or lower degree depending on where you place them. Of course, one of the advantages of the T7 over other competing products is that you don't need any special control discs. Any small hole 7-inch record will work fine, but I know the existing 12-inch skins control disc offerings have a lot of fans out there, and these will be the same, I'm sure. Add on a skin for the unit itself, and your T7 can be completely unique to you. So there you go, a second look at the DJ Control Impulse T7 from Hercules. 6 weeks ago I did my review and I loved it then. Since that time I've spent more hours with it, performing with it, using it in the lab, and I love it even more. It continues to impress me on an ongoing basis, it really does. The performance with Serato DJ Pro is great, the jog wheels are just fantastic, and the value proposition is awesome. There's nothing comes close on the market, not at all. So that remains 100% a solid recommend from me. But there will be those, even after doing that calibration, you know, the stock faders, they're all good, right? They're fine. But there will be those who want a little bit more in the fader department, and Innofader have come through with their upgrade. Absolutely. It's so straightforward to do. You take out the stock fader block, replace it with the Innofader one. That's it, you're good to go. No adjustment, no faffing around. It's just there and it works. Of course, it's an Innofader product, so you can adjust it and tweak it to your own taste if you want to. The combo of the two, the T7 and the Innofaders, just takes it to a different place again altogether. And I think it will really catch the imagination of a lot of turntablist leaning DJs, those who like to cut and scratch and want to use this in a pro environment, because I think, yeah, as I said in my initial review, it is going to be very comfortable in a pro environment, absolutely. It's going to be on store shelves very soon. Hopefully when you're watching this video, it should be available to buy. So let us know in the comments, is a T7 on your shopping list? And will there be an Innofader upgrade to go with it? Thank you for watching this episode of Beatsource Tech. I do hope you've enjoyed it or found it useful. If you have, please give the video a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. I'll see you next time.